How's it going, you guys? So 2020 is the year of carbon plated racers, and Brooks is already on their second version of the Hyperion Elite. So is the Hyperion Elite 2 another dud, or is it a winner? I've racked up some miles on these shoes, and I'm ready to give you my full review. So let's start with the upper. There's nothing crazy going on with this upper. It's very simple and it helps keep the shoe light. This definitely gives me a racing flat feel. With the simplicity, it does lack some more structural elements to keep your foot locked down. I found when I was rounding tight corners, my feet would tend to slide over the side of the shoe despite having the laces cranked down. I mentioned this in my first impressions video, but I found the fit of these shoes to be a bit awkward. In almost any running shoe I have, I'm a size 12. So that's what I went for in the Hyperion Elite 2. I'm not sure if it's the shape of the toe box or the shoe itself, but I found my big toe hitting the very front of the shoe quite often. And if I went up to a size 13, I'm afraid that the lockdown would be even worse. I also mentioned this in my first impressions video, but with the way the heel is designed, you have to be conscious of your sock choice. If I wore socks that didn't come high enough, the heel would cut into my Achilles and cause it to bleed. Once I wore higher socks, this went away, but overall I think this heel design is just very poor. Alright, let's move on to the midsole. If you're looking for a carbon fiber racer with a lot of foam, the Hyperion Elite 2 does not disappoint. It has a thick midsole with a 37 to 29mm stack height. This helps protect your feet over long distances. Unlike some shoes that have so much cushion they become unstable, the Hyperion Elite 2 had a very stable ride. I found that the mixture of the wide base through the midfoot and the rocker geometry made it more stable, which is nice for marathons when your form starts breaking down at the end. While it did start to soften up a bit at around 30 to 40 miles, I still thought the Hyperion Elite 2 was too firm. I'm not sure if it's because the carbon plate was positioned too close to the foot, or that much DNA flash just doesn't work well in such large quantities, or I've just become accustomed to the bounce of PEBA-based foams. But for a marathon racer, I want something a little softer. I'd like this firmness for a 5K and 10K, and maybe a half marathon, but after doing some long runs in these, my legs didn't feel as fresh as when I was doing it in the Endorphin Pro or Alpha Fly. Alright, now let's move down to the outsole. While most racers tend to go light on the outsole rubber, I thought the Hyperion Elite 2 had a good amount of coverage and a decent amount of rubber. While it doesn't excel on wet grass or technical trails, this outsole is great for road races and grips well when it's dry. Alright, now let's move on to the shoe type stoplight portion of my review. Starting with speed day, the Hyperion Elite 2 gets a green light. So I think this shoe is designed for speed, and it's definitely a great option for workout day and race day. But like I mentioned earlier, I think it kind of excels in that 10K to half marathon range, but that does take in my personal preference of liking something a little softer and bouncier for full marathons. The Hyperion Elite 2 gets a yellow light for everyday training. So I've used this shoe for everyday normal runs and it works well. So if you are one of those people that really enjoy training in carbon plated shoes, this could be an option for you. For me personally, I'm just not a huge fan of doing my normal everyday runs with a carbon fiber plate. So that's why I personally give it a yellow light. For long run day, it also gets a yellow. So as I mentioned earlier, this shoe is stable and has a lot of cushion, which are two good qualities for a long run shoe. But unless you're doing a speed workout or just a fast aggressive long run, I'd opt for a shoe that has a more comfortable upper and is just a little more plush all around. For recovery day, the Hyperion Elite 2 gets a red light. So I definitely don't recommend this shoe for recovery day. The rocker geometry and carbon plate make this shoe not very comfortable at slower paces. I thought that it was too firm and felt like it was always throwing me on my toes when I was just trying to take it easy. So on your recovery day, go with a shoe that will actually let you recover and isn't designed for world-class athletes to race in. So as you can see, I have some mixed feelings about the Brooks Hyperion Elite 2. Let me try and wrap them up. The ride and the responsiveness of the shoe is something I'd really enjoy for 5K and 10K, but I think there's just too much cushioning there for those distances. Then again, this thick stack height and stable elements are great qualities that I'd really want in a full marathon racer, but the firm cushion in the upper that I had problems getting locked down on make me wary of running a full marathon in it. So for me personally, this shoe doesn't meet my needs as a full marathon racer, but I could definitely see plenty of people that would really enjoy this shoe on race day for their next marathon. Plus, that $250 price tag makes it a hard pill to swallow when there are better options that cost less. So let me know in the comments down below, is this a shoe you love or would want to race a marathon in, or are you going to pass on it? Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on running.